Hello, welcome to 5-Minute Economics. In the last part, we had discussed the concepts of scarcity and opportunity cost and their interrelationship through the concept of choice. Because whenever the concept of scarcity occurs, it would obviously lead to choice, and choice leads to opportunity cost. This interrelationship between scarcity and opportunity cost takes us to another important economic concept, that is production possibility curve or frontier. It signifies, the production possibility curve signifies or implies the existence of scarcity, because the production possibility curve is downward sloping. It is not only downward sloping, but also it takes a concave shape to the origin or a bow out shape. That concave shape indicates that allocation of resources are being done on the basis of comparative advantage. That leads to the fact that this increasing opportunity cost, which is represented through the slope of the PPC, implies diminishing returns. This can be best explained by giving a simple diagram. Look at the diagram. The horizontal axis represents the amount of food which can be produced by an economy through allocation of all its resources. That amount is OP dash. In the vertical axis, we have represented the amount of cloth that could be produced by an economy by employing all of its resources, that is OP. By joining these 2 points, P and P dash, we derive the production possibility curve, which is concave. Not only downward sloping but also concave. Why that is concave? The question is that why that is concave? It is concave because of increasing marginal opportunity cost. That is, the additional sacrifice the economy makes when it shifts resources from one commodity to another. Take for example, the economy decides to produce more amount of food, then it has to sacrifice some amount of cloth. In the diagram, we have shown that in order to gain LT amount of food, the economy has to sacrifice decay quantity of cloth. So, the resources utilized for decay amount of cloth would now be diverted towards producing an additional amount of LT amount of food. In a way, this means that the production of cloth is reduced in order to increase the production of food. So, it also implies that there is a transformation in production. That is, decay amount of cloth is transformed into LT amount of extra food. That is why it is also called as production transformation curve. The slope of the curve can be determined by the ratio between the two goods, that is minus delta C by delta F. That slope represents the cost of producing additional amount of food. So, opportunity cost of additional amount of food production can be reflected through the slope of the production possibility frontier. The slope of the curve is not only taking the shape of left to right, but also it is concave in nature because of the specificity of resources. That is, some resources are use specific. So when resources are withdrawn from a more specialized use and allocated to a less specialized use, the loss of output tends to be higher than the gain of output. Increasing opportunity cost means, as I had told, diminishing returns. We can also use the PPC model to illustrate economic growth, that is, which it can be represented through an upward shift or rightward shift in the PPC. Unemployment in the economy shifts the PPC towards inside, that is, towards leftward, towards origin, which implies that resources are not being used efficiently. But if the economy is operating along the PPC, then it means that resources are being allocated efficiently or optimally. If the economy is operating below any point of the PPC, these are the points of inefficiency. That is, the economy is not allocating its resources in an efficient way. Beyond the production possibility frontier, the economy cannot go. That is, any point beyond the PPC is unattainable for the economy because of its limited resources. So, movement along the PPC represents efficiency. PPC has got so many implications to look at that it is not only, that is why it is not only important in the context of only microeconomics, but also in case of macroeconomics, developmental economics too. Thank you very much. Next in the next class.